welcome to the fan service. We are here with you guys live to have another fun time. I'm your host, Gavin, joined by...
I told Harley to take care of her own kid this time. Wait, okay. I'm Pocky.
Yeah, he took care of Dorian the entire time last time and ran the production booth. That's some talent.
Yes, that's why if you were like, hey, why did the camera flicker? Dorian was helping me.
And to join us in our fun talk about nostalgia today, I thought I should bring someone I know who runs a toy museum full of nostalgia.
Caleb Zammit from the Toy Museum.
The Texas Toy Museum, which is this awesome. You've been on the show before, and we had your stuff out. You've interviewed
we played with
Oz
toys before.
me.
Yeah, that was nice.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, we need to meet Frank Oz
just in
again.
case you're curious, this week's episode is about nostalgia and the horrors of
nostalgia.
it.
Well, it's not
evils.
necessarily horrors. There's good and bad to it.
Yes.
And it's getting to the point, I think, now where things are just going a little crazy. But this is the kickoff of the Kaiju Labs Media Block Party. We're here, and Mary Sue is live next for the first time because we got all the pre-recorded shows done. And we're just having a good time with it, so it'll be fun because Pocky and I are going to take each other on to Star Wars in that game.
Yep.
I hope you're ready because I came prepared. And then Caleb,
Oh, wait, I was supposed to do that?
Caleb's going to be on Combat Creations building helmets because he brought in a thing of helmets. I was like, it's for next door, but can I see it? Because he had like a Rocketeer helmet. And
Yeah, Rocketeer, and then I brought some molds.
No
and some other-
spoilers.
I'll tell you later.
Watch Combat Creation to find out what Caleb brought.
And then we wrap up with Brad's Red Web. They're talking about Spider-Man since Spider-Man comes out this weekend.
Yeah, second.
Next weekend.
It's come out soon. I'm like,
Next weekend.
my speech not good today. It come out soon. So yeah,
Spider-Man coming.
I thought we should talk about nostalgia because it's a big thing that runs everyone's life. It's a big thing that runs in media, and there's good, there's bad, and there's just kind of in
What
between
Netflix is
with
Stay
it.
doing?
ugly.
Yeah,
There's
like,
good, there's bad, and there's what Netflix is doing.
like Netflix
Cashing
kind
in
of
on it.
janked Evangelion. Like I watched that in the '90s. Like how do you change it that much? And
you
call
mean
it-
make it almost better?
And the Voltron and the She-Ra.
Well, Voltron's okay.
Yeah.
She-Ra I'm okay with, but it's not really She-Ra.
No, it is She-Ra. J. Michael Straczynski even said this is a better version than what I came up with.
Is it though?
It is. It is.
Okay, so nostalgia.
It's not He-Man.
There is
Let's
no
talk
He-Man.
about why we think people are obsessed with it. Because I have a problem sometimes with it. Because like in my house, Phil watches all these crappy old movies he watched as a kid. Because he has this nostalgia thing. There's things to it. He can't really attach to new movies because he make new memories with it. So like he'll put in the live action He-Man movie, and I pretty much want to burn the house down at that point in time. But he loves it.
No,
It
you're
is
not allowed
a
to
good
judge.
movie.
But hey, how about that Garbage Pail movie?
Hey.
That's a good movie, too.
So why do you think people are so obsessed with nostalgia in today's day and age?
The psychology
I'll
of
let
it.
him go first because I have a whole.
Like let's let any reason.
I think a lot of it is that it brings people back to their childhood and reminds them of a simpler time when things were happy and everything was taken care of and they didn't have to work or pay bills. So that's part of it. And if you had a bad childhood, there's even still those elements of, I got this toy and I loved it so much and it got me through the bad times. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. What do you think, Pocky?
What do you mean now? Like everything from the like 90s, we're obsessed with the 70s. 80s, we're obsessed with the 60s. Heck, the Beatles.
We were not obsessed with the 70s and the 90s. I was a child of the 90s. You cannot sit here and tell me that.
There were so many cartoons.
We were obsessed with grunge and darkness. That was not 70s.
And
Look
feeling
at
an
the
apple.
cartoons.
Yeah.
Like as an example, a lot of the cartoons were using themes of the 70s as part of their cartoons.
The
Like
new
even
Johnny
like
Quest.
Battletoads and stuff whatnot used up Beach Boy reference songs as their thing. Every generation goes the generation before it to look at to entertain themselves. The Beatles did a song called When I'm 64, which is a total rip on music that Paul McCartney's father listened to because he was nostalgic for that part. We've always been obsessed with nostalgia. The difference is we have all these streaming services going, hey, you 80s kids that are now adults who want their kids to watch the same things they did because you have money, let's give you our money. That's all they're doing. It's the same thing they've done in the past.
Here's my problem with what you just said.
Okay.
Because I never wanted my kid to be obsessed with things I loved. Like, I wanted to share Spider-Man and Star Wars with him, but I wanted him to have his own things to share with his kids. I don't want Spider-Man to be going generation to generation, because I want new things to come out for new generations to have that they follow. And it becomes like this melting pot for the next generation, and the next generation, and the next generation. Like, I never wanted that for my kid. I
But
want
you
him
want
to
your
have
kid to
his
enjoy
own
Star
things.
Wars, right?
I wanted him to experience, but I wanted him to find his own things that he was obsessed with, that he would share with his children.
Yes, but he's doing that now too. It's just stuff you probably don't enjoy.
I tried to
no,
get my
it's
kid.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's the same old stuff.
I tried to
Right,
get my
but
kid into
it's
Pee-wee,
Minecraft.
and he just only loves Blippi, so that does not work. And my dad tried to get me into Howdy Doody, and I thought it was just the dumbest thing.
Howdy Doody?
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you liked other puppets.
Yeah, I did like other puppets later, the more modernized puppets
But
for
you
the
like-
80s.
But when you were a kid, you liked the Muppet Show, right?
Right, so everything's
So-
an improvement on the old version.
Right.
Sometimes.
So your dad loved Howdy Doody, wanted you to experience the same nostalgia he did. You didn't like it as much, but you did like something attached to it, aka you liked the Muppet Show.
There's a vast difference between Howdy Doody and the Muppet Show.
There is in quality, but
Not even just quality.
But would we
it's
have the
everything.
Muppets without Howdy Doody?
no,
We
we
would
wouldn't
have the Muppets of the Howdy Doody.
No, we wouldn't have.
I have no doubt we would have the Muppets of the Howdy
Or
Doody.
without marionettes? Or
Well, no, not without
earlier
marionettes.
But
Yeah,
Howdy
so
Doody
everything's
said
a
you could do a
build-up.
marionette show without I mean, his whole. I remember, like Ralph the Dog being the first Muppet on television was on a show, a primetime comedy variety show, and
Yeah.
that was because they were also trying to get the kids who like Howdy Doody to watch that show.
So as we're looking at nostalgia, they keep
He didn't like it.
going back and revisiting all these fun things that we love. Like, can you tell me 5 things from a kid that you absolutely love?
From my childhood?
Uh-huh.
So Optimus Prime, 80s cartoons, especially, what was my favorite? Probably G.I. Joe. And then certain board games like Battleship, that's got to be my favorite. And then let's see, other things. Video games, of course. Like you'll never get better than the X-Men video game on Sega. And then one more thing, probably, I don't know, Star Wars, the first movie.
Transformers, G.I. Joe, Mario, Zelda, and let's see, the big one for me is He-Man or She-Ra. So
Yeah, mine is He-Man, She-Ra, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Silverhawks, and the Muppets.
I love this stuff.
Love all those. Now, when I ask that question, it's because think about today. Can you name me 5 of your favorite things from today?
I mean, like just in general.
Just in general, new things that aren't remakes, that aren't reboots. New
Oh, that
things.
aren't remakes and reboots.
So you have to think harder about it. And you know why I think that is?
I like Good Omens. That was
Like Good Omens. Like I can name Adventure Time.
Adventure Time's good.
I would say I could do it. One Punch Man / My Hero Academia.
If they're all anime, that's
Well,
a
no,
different
but I'm saying
subject.
no. My Hero Academia, Savage Worlds. That's a lot of stuff for me. I've got D&D because you could, whatever.
D&D's old though.
That's from your
Well,
childhood.
not really because I never got the chance to play it because I lived in Leander. There was nobody playing that in Leander.
It's still
Was
old.
it evil when you were little? It was too evil.
It
for
was
us.
evil when we were little.
Okay, so skipping that, I like Good Omens. I
See,
like the
here's-
Tick TV series.
Here's the thing I think that is the difference is all the things that we grew up with, it was special. It wasn't a 24-hour disposable thing like it is now. We had Cartoon Network 24 hours a day.
Yes.
We had to ride home to watch it after school and
If
get
the
up early
bus
Saturday
was late, I
mornings.
was in trouble.
You
You
know,
Miss Animaniacs?
you didn't have YouTube, you didn't have on demand. It was an event to watch these things, and it wasn't disposable entertainment.
Right.
It was made for a reason, whether it's to sell toys, but everything. You were invested in all that stuff. Today, you can watch this show tomorrow on YouTube, be perfectly fine, not miss anything out.
5,000 times.
5,000 times. My
But before
nephew
you did,
today.
please like and share and subscribe to us.
My nephew today watched YouTube on his phone all day. I have no idea what he was watching, but he was watching YouTube literally all day. And I asked what you watched. He could not tell me what he watched.
So overexposure is the problem.
It's overexposure, and
So
it's the
is
fact
this really
that.
nostalgic's problem or the overexposure problem?
Well, I think it's one of the things that might lead to nostalgia because when they say, "Oh, we're going to reboot Ninja Turtles," well, they reboot that every 2 years.
That's true.
No, every year.
But
At this
we're-
point, they finished one Ninja Turtle TV series and ended it with the trailer to the next Ninja Turtle series.
Yeah. And like Thundercats, they rebooted in this really awesome anime series, and then the new one coming out that I had to ruin. Charles, who works at the studio, loves Thundercats. He had not heard of Thundercats Roar. I thought he was
poor
going to
buddy.
vomit all over the computer when he watched it.
We all did.
So it goes to these steps of dumbing it down. Like I think they've dumbed down Ninja Turtles an awful lot to this point.
Yes.
Yeah, but the last series was good. But
The
not
one
this
I liked
current
was
one.
that the last one was on Fox, where they had like the real hard edges.
That one was good, but the one on Nickelodeon was good.
Was that the
also.
one
You
that
have to
ended with After the Apocalypse?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they were on outer space.
No, not outer space. They were like the one that ended with basically the mutagen bomb went off and the world was kind of desolate and like
Oh, yeah,
Ralph
yeah.
was like basically Mad Max.
Yeah, it was like that. But it was good because it followed the comic book a lot too.
I think it really has to do with the fact that our generation is now the one with the money. We are now at a point where we are the target demographic to
We are
cater.
not the target demographic anymore, which makes me mad. They are making a He-Man movie. And if I am not the target demographic for that movie, then who is? Because He-Man's not out there anymore. Yet they're going to make it stupefied for smaller children, and I'm going to be really mad and burn the theater down.
But okay,
But it was
here's the
stupefied
thing.
for us in the 80s. And you
But
saw
here's the
whatever
thing. That's Hollywood.
But
got a
see,
great
now-
movie.
Look at the Sonic movie, sir. How good is the Sonic movie going to be?
We already talked about Sonic movie being
Amazing.
bad, but then that's
up.
what happens. Like, let's look at Ninja Turtles again. They remade the Michael Bay movies, and I was watching the old Jim Henson ones today. I was watching Ninja Turtles: Secret of the Ooze.
They are better.
They're not better. There's the exact. It's just two different styles of filmmaking. Yes, you got man in suits, but I like the personalities, and I love Mecha Shredder from the new Ninja Turtles movie. Mecha Shredder was awesome. I like the.
This is where
the
we
way
say
they
that
did
fan
things.
service has now been canceled.
Yeah.
Me and Caleb are not going to agree with you on that one.
Well, see, that's the problem. You have this view of this is how it was, and they redid it.
No,
and
it's
you
just
can't
quality
allow
of
yourself
product.
to. It's not even quality of product. Just like the new Ghostbusters, no one wanted to give that one a shot because they rioted.
They-
The fandom rioted to the point where the actresses had to get off of Twitter. And that movie's actually really good.
No,
I
it's
like
not.
They
It's
messed
not that
up.
good.
Yes, it is really good, but they messed up by not tying it into the universe.
You know where they messed up? When they went on late night shows. He goes, "We made a show that will upset the fans." They went on television and said, "We didn't make this for fans. We hope they hate it." They even said they wanted to make sure they pissed off the fans. When you went and got Fall Out Boy to do a remake of the song and somehow make
was
it
bad.
garbage.
That didn't make me want to throw
It
up.
was bad. However, though, the
But
movie's
I mean,
not bad.
when your creative staff purpose is we don't have to worry about the old fan base because they'll watch it anyway because they're going to hate watch it.
No, they won't.
Hate watching is a thing because that's the only way to explain
That
all the Michael
is
Bay
a
Transform
problem.
movies.
That's what I feel like DC movies do too.
Yes.
Just make me hate watch them.
They make you hate watch it. You go see it because you know it's a train wreck.
And
you're going to go spend money to watch a train wreck
I
happen.
like the first
And
two
Dark
Transformers.
Phoenix. Dark Phoenix was a total.
Oh my God! Let's not talk about Dark Phoenix because I will go off on a tirade on
But
that
what
one.
I'm saying is, movie studios do not care about the fans because they don't have to cater to the fans because the fans are going to go see it no matter what.
Well, it's all
This
about-
is
No.
why.
I can prove you wrong with one film.
Really?
Jim.
No, you know what that movie? That movie was a train wreck so bad that The other problem with that is that was
No one saw that film.
right, but no one went and saw
I
the
still haven't
cartoon.
seen the damn thing.
The original cartoon is only like 13 episodes long.
No, the original cartoon is. Phil has every collector set from Jim. It is multiple discs. You cannot sit here and tell me it's 13
have all
episodes
the
long.
toys.
What I'm saying is like it wasn't that big of a property. It wasn't
It
as
was
big.
a huge. Okay, Caleb, how big was Jim?
Well, they had lots of toys, and Barbie actually created Barbie and the Rockers to market against Jim. So
So
if
Don't
you
sit
piss
here and
off
tell me Jim was a crappy property.
you know,
It was, but what I'm saying is, when you say, "Hey, great nostalgic '80s cartoons," nowhere in that list did we ever say Jim and the Holograms.
Jim wasn't my thing. It's on top of Phil's list.
Right.
Y'all didn't say Silverhawks.
Well,
They
that's-
didn't even touch Silverhawks. Like I don't know how they would remake Silverhawks in a million years.
Just
they
make
need
it
to
a
remake
crime drama.
Mask.
They are remaking Mask.
Oh, they are they? Like a cartoon or
It's either a
movie?
cartoon or a movie. I think they're trying to do the Hasbro verse,
Oh,
which
right,
I honestly
right,
thought they were doing in Bumblebee. I thought that was going to be the introduction to G.I. Joe,
Yeah.
but it wasn't.
Well, Hasbro owns it now, so because they bought Kenner. So
Yeah.
Wait, would the Hasbro verse then include Power Rangers?
You would think so because like that's another one. I love that new movie. I watched the old movie.
I
It is
love
a
that
piece
movie.
of crap. I love it, but it is a piece of crap.
But the remake, look, the Power Ranger movie was a great example of, hey, let's take an old property and remake it in a new way that wasn't insulting to the fans. That is the biggest thing you can say about the Power Rangers movie.
They did have
and
Tommy
at no
in it.
point did it say, you're dumb for liking this product. It said, hey, you like the old one? We get it. But here's the new one. It's slightly different, but we understand
They
that you
understood their target market was also older.
Right, but they
And
also
that's why
understood their target.
and everyone loved that movie that I know that have seen it.
Elizabeth Banks.
it-
Yeah.
Even for that creepy Goldar design.
So-
That wasn't Goldar, y'all. I'm sorry. That was just like heap and pile of something. I don't even
Gold.
know. But yeah, so this goes back to there's a respectful way and there's a bad way to do it. But why aren't we getting a whole bunch of new, like, not including anime, because that's a whole
That's all industry unto itself. Yes.
But we keep revisiting these old properties and rehashing and dumbifying them time and time again.
Because the producers of it, I think, are us also, people of our age. And
Yes,
they're like,
like
oh,
the
let's
James
bring back
Gunn
that
and all
cool
those
stuff.
guys, yeah.
Like the dude who's bringing back Thundercats Roar. He's like, oh, I love Thundercats when I was little. But
You can't
I think
take him
he's
seriously. He has
full
a
of
man
shit.
bun.
He does have a man bun, so I think he's full of shit.
Here's the biggest answer I can give you, because I've heard this phrase a dozen times. You've probably also heard it. Name recognition.
True.
It is why
Brand
there are
recognition.
8 Hellraiser movies, and only technically 3 of them actually take place in the Hellraiser universe. The rest of them were movie scripts. All they did at the end was, let's put the Cenobites in this.
Nah.
The reasoning is because you can look at a movie and it says, Death Game. I might give that a shot. Hellraiser Death Game. Well,
I'm not playing that game because you know it's going to be crappy.
Leprechaun Death Game.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, the reason they go for older titles is because it's name recognition.
It is
if
brand
I look at something and it's called something I know what to expect from it.
At its
And they
best,
expect
Remember when we were little and a different generation took those chances on other things? You go to the video store and just pick a random movie and watch it. Maybe you would really enjoy it.
Because everybody wanted to find the next
Canon?
He-Man.
Yeah, everyone wanted to
Bravestar was an
find-
attempt to find the next He-Man.
They
Sectars was an
tried new
attempt to find
things,
the
and I'm
He-Man.
okay with trying new things. I don't think people take enough time to try new things. It would make me really sad because we were sitting at the Marvel panel at South by, and the lady next to me is an animation producer in Hollywood, and she can't sell anything unless it's an IP. She goes, it's the saddest thing when I take a script, someone they're like, what IP is it based on? If I don't have a name, they send me right out the door.
Right, and that's the whole thing. They don't.
How do we allow this to happen?
Well, there's
Because
not
we
enough
didn't go see
competition
anything.
anymore. Like there's, Warner Brothers and there's Disney, and those are the two. And basically anybody else, all the little guys who used to compete for all the apples or whatever falling from the tree, they're gone now. So it's only 2 big guys, and they have all the IPs. So anything you try to sell them otherwise, they know them might make not money. They don't give a shit about.
Well, like taking a chance. I watched Fast Color today. That's not a mainstream movie. That was an art house film. That's why it did not get mainstream release. But it was actually really good.
Yeah. I mean,
And
how
the
many
only
movies
reason
have you seen
anybody
out
knows
of
about it is because there was social media outrage over it. But it was unjustified social media outrage. That's
You
a whole
should make
other
some social media outrage about the show.
subject.
should.
So
We have tried so many
it's
times.
okay to take these. That's why I like film festivals. We're constantly taking chances. I think people need to take more chances and
But-
stop rehashing Ninja Turtles. For the love of God, it's been done 13 times
And
into
you
the
keep
ground.
making Angel, and they keep making April O'Neil younger. April O'Neil in the first cartoon was a successful TV woman. She was in her 30s.
And then she was Megan Fox.
In the comic book, she was originally African American. So
Yes.
Most people
But
don't know that.
here's the thing. The reasoning is, most of this boils down to is, new IPs do not make money. We can prove this because every time a new IP comes out and it is next to something that everyone knows, guess what everyone goes sees? No one takes any
That's not
chances.
marketing.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
It's a great movie. People
It's
love
a
it.
great movie. It opened in 6th place.
What did it come up against? I don't remember.
I-
Let's face it. If you release your film anywhere around a Marvel film or a Star Wars
No,
film,
it
you know
wasn't.
you're not going to be seen.
But the thing is, no, it wasn't. It was a sequel. It was another batch of sequels. But it doesn't matter. All a studio cares about is, did Scott Pilgrim versus the World make any money? The answer was no. It made 6. It started in 6, went down to 8th, went down to 12th, and vanished.
Well, that was that actor's fault, really.
No, it had nothing to do with it. Also had Chris Evans right off of a couple other movies.
Yeah, but he was a bit part.
He was a bit part, but the thing is that movie had comic books. Comic books are just starting to get big. It already had a comic book base. People love that comic book. People.
So if you think it came out today, you think it'd be any different?
With a different
No, I
actor.
think it'd be. I think it would.
Did you just not like that dude?
I don't like that dude. What's that dude's name?
I don't even know what
He's
you're talking about.
annoying.
There are like 12 of them in that movie.
No, the main dude, Scott Pilgrim.
Oh,
Oh, he never looks like he grows up, and he got a light pole
He's always
drop
got a
on it.
whiny.
Yeah.
someone said it over there.
Who was it? Not Bruce
That was
Campbell.
not Bruce Campbell.
No, in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's also the dude who played the.
There's,
Anyways, he's like a
but no,
The little whiny
if
guy.
it came out now, it would totally make bank because it's based off of a independent comic hit.
They would know how to market it today. Is what
They
you're
would
saying.
not so much market it. All you have to say is it's based off a comic book, guys. Just go see it, and then everyone's gonna go see it.
Well, no, because it's
You
not
gotta
one
say
they're
it's a
familiar
Marvel
with.
comic book.
Yeah, it's gotta say it's a Marvel comic book or a DC comic book or a Vertigo comic.
Well, it doesn't work for DC.
And
I
then,
mean, I loved Aquaman. That movie ended so crazy.
but DC has burned so many of its own bridges.
It has, because all they're trying to
The
do
only
is cash grab.
before Aquaman, the good DC movie was Wonder Woman.
That was the only
That was
one
it.
till then.
Yeah. So when you have 4 not good movies and 1 good one, then yeah, no one's going to take a chance on Aquaman because they don't know it's going to be good.
Everyone took a chance. Aquaman made crazy money.
I like
Yeah, it did.
Drunk
But what I'm
Batman.
saying is,
You like Drunk Batman?
I love Drunk Batman.
I loved the dark, angry Batman that he gave us.
Yeah.
So, I mean-
after a couple of swigs of whiskey.
it boils down to the fact that the reason, like when EA and Activision one year released nothing but a lot of new IPs, no sequels. It was their worst. It was their worst profit year for
Because
video
it was
games.
EA.
But no, it was because those games didn't sell as well as the 4th version of Call of Duty.
Yeah, I'm tired of these franchise video games too. They can go to hell.
Yes.
I will bring back Time Splitters. I'll be good.
Time Splitters was good.
That was the best.
So
How about another BioShock? That would be nice. Screw you.
Anyways, so that's been us talking about nostalgia today. We've had a lot of fun bringing on Caleb, and he did get to show off his Flash Gordon role playing.
We are so obsessed with nostalgia. We have properties from the 30s. That also
Bring me an
inspired.
RPG from the spirit, and then we'll talk.
Actually, there is.
ew.
Ew. Yeah, no, not a good property. So, where can people find you online, Caleb?
At TexasToyMuseum.org, or they can come to the museum at 314.5 Congress Avenue. And we're having some classes this weekend. We're having a resin casting class at 5 p.m. on Saturday. So it
Lots
should
of
be
fun.
Yeah.
We'll have it there. Oh, yeah. So my computer was updating.
Yeah.
So,
We're
yeah,
updating apparently the studio now, kids.
that is it for us. Make sure you stay tuned for all the rest of the programming. Up next is the
Restart.
very first
by the
live
way.
Mary Sue game. Pocky, are you ready for that?
Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Something about
right?
Star Wars? I don't know.
It's about Star Wars. And then you
About
can
Star
catch
Wars.
Caleb again on Combat Creations, where they've decided to build a helmet the whole season. So they're really taking their time and
Playing with clay.
playing with clay and just
Playing
all
with
sorts of
clay.
stuff. And that's always
Well,
lots of
does
fun.
Clay have a say in the matter?
No.
Okay.
And then it
It's gonna
wraps
get
up
me
with
too.
Brad's Red Web, where they're talking about Spider-Man tonight. So it's going to be lots of fun. Make sure you hit us up online at kaijulabsmedia.com. You can catch all of our past shows, podcasts, everything we do there.
Also, check us out on Reddit at Fanboy Central because I can't change the name yet.
Oh, yeah, we need rebranding is a.
It is. No, it's a pain. in
No,
the
no.
ass. That's why I
can't
keep on
change
saying
the
Austin.
I can't
Toy
change our
Museum.
subreddit name.
Yeah, we both rebranded at the same time, so it was kind of interesting.
So yeah, check us out on Reddit. We actually have a Reddit where I also link past shows, news headlines that we're both all interested in. Please get us up on that one.
So we're going to wrap this up. Next week we're talking about what?
East versus West RPGs.
Which I had no idea what this means. And send us, what does this mean?
And in a sense, what this means is Japanese RPGs versus Bethesda.
There's a difference?
Yes.
Are you talking about pen and paper or video games?
Video.
Oh, yeah, I understand. I thought you were talking about pen and paper. I was like,
No.
how much different can it be rolling a dice? Like, one's a Japanese? I don't really know.
Read the book
There
backwards.
is, but that's a totally different story.
So that's it for this episode of Fan Service. Don't go anywhere. Mary Sue is up next. We'll see y'all next week.
Bye.